For each of the functions sine, cos, and tan, we can define a new function which is the reciprocal. We call the function of 1 over sine x cosec x, 1 over cos x we call sec x, and 1 over tan x we call cot x. These names seem quite random. The best way to remember which is that the starting letter of the original function should be the same as the third letter of the reciprocal function. These reciprocal functions are not that significant, but once we've defined them, we can use the trig identities that we are already familiar with to create new ones. For example, since cot x is the reciprocal of tan x, and tan x is equal to sine x over cos x, we must be able to write cot x as cos x over sine x. If we take this relationship here and divide every term by cos squared x, we get sine x over cos x all squared plus 1 is equal to 1 over cos squared x. We write this as tan squared x plus 1 is equal to sec squared x. Dividing by sine squared x instead leads to 1 plus cos x over sine x all squared is equal to 1 over sine squared x. We write this as 1 plus cot squared x is equal to cosec squared x. We have now expanded our repertoire of trig identities which we can use to prove statements and solve equations. Each of these reciprocal functions has a graph which can quickly be deduced by remembering the sine, cos, and tan graphs. Wherever these curves go to 0, the reciprocal curves will go to infinity. Wherever these curves go to 1, so will the reciprocal curve. I recommend being familiar enough with the sine, cos, and tan graphs that you can quickly deduce the reciprocal graphs, rather than trying to memorize all 6.